Hey everyone, this is Relics,
And I'm Nagatron.
and we are watching Round 5 of the World of Tanks Classic League Season 1 on Lakeville with TankBusters facing off against Blackjack Company SSI So let's get it going. Alright, starting off with TankBusters here, we have an IS-7, 3 T-110s, an E-75, an M-103, an IS-3, an Object 704 for TD, and a 261/212 for their artillery. I like the use of the E75 and M103 to shave off points, but the IS3 I'm not so sure about there.
Blackjack Company is running an E100, 3 IS-7s, T110, T30, T95, Object 261, 1390, and Object 212. So they're equal on artillery. They have one more scout, strong punch with the two Tier 9s, which I would say are probably better than the M103 and E75 in terms of tank selection.
Yeah, definitely a lot more damage output there. And they're at least putting the IS3 and M103 to good use here back on defense. So they're not going to hurt them with being a part of their main offense there. I think this is one of the maps too with, they have the 1390 on the Blackjack side there. I almost think shattering that 1390 into 2 to 3 scout tanks works out a little bit better on this map since there's not a lot of room to run around anyways, and passive scouting could help out a lot in pretty much every avenue here.
You definitely want to have something passive in the 1-2 column. But then again, in the event that they don't push the swamp and you want to take that passive scout over the hill and actually do some damage, maybe take out artillery, the 1390 is a fantastic choice. So it really just depends on what they're going to use them for.
Yeah, true. I have noticed that they don't have anything here coming up the middle at all, except for that 704 watching for anything incoming. It leaves that 261 at least is a little vulnerable here.
Yeah, maybe it would have been a smart move to replace the M103 or even the IS3 with a medium instead. Just to get a little bit of extra view range, go up the middle, see what's going over to the city, get an idea of where their tanks are going to be, and maybe get some artillery shots on them.
Yeah, exactly. This 704 is getting several good hits there in through the city. I'm surprised that Blackjack is pushing so far with those tanks. You'd figure with the T95 and the T30 that they'd probably hold back a little bit more. Although I guess they did have 5 Tier 10s at the start there. But it's looked like their push got stomped pretty hard there in the city.
They were trying to cross a gap there just above the church, and they must have been tracked or something, because artillery definitely hit them. The 704 here had an angle behind the church itself, and there really just wasn't much to help them. Artillery doesn't look like it has the greatest angles on Team TankBuster here. TankBuster's T110s actually took a pretty solid beating there in the 0 column, so...
Yeah. And they did lose that on one IS-7 at least.
The higher penetration, along with the better reload or rate of fire, I would tend to take a T110 over an IS-7 in a head-to-head battle 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and a good push that high rate of fire from multiple tanks is extremely nasty. Oh, It looks like they're already cleaning up tanks. They already have plenty of bodies to make pushes here. They could probably start pushing some tanks to the swamp, too, just to start to collapse on what's left. There goes the artillery. So all we have is the 1390, which I don't think we've seen the 1390 at all. So I wonder if he is just passive scouting in his spot.
He may have been set up in the swamp along with a T-95 to have sort of a tandem position where the 1390 would track somebody, and the T-95 would continuously hit them while they're stuck in the open.
Ah, yeah. Through that long corridor there. I tend to think with these smaller maps, well, not smaller maps, but these maps where we're using a lot less points, that sacrificing that many tanks over there probably was not the best idea. They probably could have just stuck one T-110 over there for lighting and tracking, or something a little bit faster they could pull out.
Seven of 4 was able to take a snatch shot at that 1390, do looks like about 900 damage to it. He's also got a sweet shot on this T-95. Can't imagine this will last too much longer.
And that T-95 must have been set up there from the beginning, because there's no way he crawled away all the way from the swamp. So they must have had everything over there. Alright, well that'll be it. Great fight, guys. Grass the TankBusters.